Good morning and welcome to Business Morning. I'm Chimeze Obi Iwagu. Well, President Muhammadu Buhari has assured Nigerians of his administration's commitment towards the growth of the economy. The president, in his nationwide broadcast this morning to mark the Democracy Day, says the economic recovery growth plan of the federal government is on track and yielding results. Let's take a listen.
This administration has therefore focused on revamping the ailing economy it inherited in 2015. In 2016, government executed an expansionary budget and developed the strategic implementation plan. For the first time, 30% of the budget was earmarked for capital expenditure, which represents an upward review when compared with the 2015 budget. The SIP was followed by the development of a comprehensive medium-term plan, the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan 2017 to 2020. The broad strategic objectives of the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan were to restore and sustain economic growth, build a globally competitive economy, and invest in our people. The implementation of the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan has started yielding results. The National Bureau of Statistics reports that the economy grew by 1.95% in the first quarter 2018, which is a good performance when viewed against minus 0.91% in first quarter 2017 and minus 0.67% in first quarter 2016, respectively. Our foreign reserve has improved significantly to $47.5 billion United States dollars as of May 2018, as against $29.6 billion United States dollars in 2015. The inflationary rate has consistently declined every month since January 2017. Recently, government conducted focus labs in 3 key sectors of the economy, namely agriculture and transport, manufacturing and processing, as well as power and gas. These have yielded significant prospects for investments and job creation to the tune of $22.5 billion United States dollars, with a potential for creating more than 500,000 jobs by 2020. These investment generation initiatives are expected to increase capital inflows in the form of foreign direct investment. There is a high prospect that the cumulative investment from this first phase of the labs will hit $39.2 billion United States dollars by 2025. Under agriculture, Nigeria continues to pursue a strategic food security program built around self-sufficiency and minimization of import dependency. As a result, rice importation from other countries has been cut down by 90%, which has a direct impact on foreign reserves. The social investment programs has been created as a means to graduating our students from poverty through capacity building, investment, and direct support. The major strategic objective is to restore livelihood, economic opportunities, and sustenance for the poor across the country. The social investment programs and projects include a homegrown school feeding program. About 8.2 million pupils are currently being fed from 24 states of the Federation, with over 75,000 catering staff engaged under the program. B, the conditional cash transfer has so far recorded over 200 and 97,000 caregivers and being trained by 2,495 community facilitators in 21 states. Less privileged Nigerians are now being paid 5,000 monthly stipend in 9 pilot states of Bauchi, Borno, Cross River, Ekiti, Kwara, Kogi, Niger, Osun, and Oyo. Eventually, the scheme will cover all the 36 states of the Federation, including the Federal Capital Territory. Under the Government Enterprise Empowerment Program, about 264,269 loans has been disbursed to 4,822 societies in the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, while another 370,635 are awaiting release of funds. Empower Job Creation Scheme is targeted at providing jobs for unemployed youth graduates and has so far recruited 200,000 youth, while the next batch of 300,000 have been selected, verified, and will soon be deployed across the 36 states and the FCT. Furthermore, 20,000 non-graduate volunteers have also been selected to kick off the N-Build program in collaboration with the National Automotive Design and Development Council and the Council of Registered Builders of Nigeria. In the area of power generation, Nigerians from all parts of the country continue to report better power supply and less use of generators. With new facilities, repairs and rehabilitation by government and private investors, generation capability now exceeds 7,500 megawatts. This administration is committed to lawful interventions to ensure the operators of the distribution business live up to expectations, especially in the areas of distribution capacity, service delivery, collection efficiency, and metering to eliminate contentious estimated billing.
President Muhammadu Buhari, Nigeria's president. In the meantime, as Nigerians celebrate the 19th anniversary of uninterrupted democratic governance, which started in the year 2000, this year also marks the 3rd year of Nigeria's leadership under the All Progressive Party after 16 years of the nation's governance under the People's Democratic Party. And so, how much impact has democracy had on the economy? How has the economy performed under the present democratic dispensation? To discuss this with me as a management and financial consultant and the CEO of Flame Academy and Consulting Limited, Mr. Udemezue. Good morning, Mr. Udemezue. Thank you. Good
morning, Chimeze. Thanks for inviting me.
I guess you listened to the president's broadcast where were you satisfied with what he said? He said they've achieved quite a lot.
Well, I think the present government is making every effort possible to convince us that a lot is being done and that the government is doing well. They are doing everything possible to change the narrative. And of course, everybody wants to hang on to the positives, what they see as positive in what they're doing. But before we can look at the facts they're laying before us, you have to place it somewhere. You have to place it against where they started and then where we are now, to see whether we are actually moving forward or not. If we don't do this, a background comparison, then we will be deceiving ourselves. This country, had an economic growth rate that averaged 6% from 2005 to 2014. In 2014, we had a growth rate that was about 6%, despite the fact that, of course, the oil price has started dropping from its peak level of $110 per barrel in June 2014. It has started dropping progressively until this government came in. So I understand the fact that the oil price was not favorable at the time they came in. But even with the dangers and the trouble that we had in that 1 year, the government of the day, the economic ministry run by our own dear Dr. Okonjo-Iweala, we were able to send the right messages, do the right engagements, and avoid uncertainty that will cause capital outflow and all of those things, and somehow manage sustain our growth at above 5%. So when this government came in, what we expected was that if we were not going to grow much further, let's do everything possible to hold ourselves at where we were. But, just to look at the origin of our problems, as the government took over, first of all, it took 6 months. And mind you, the election that brought this government into place in 2015 was a bit stochastic. People were scared. There was a lot of danger, a lot of negative and abusive utterances that heightened the political risk and other security risks that went with it. So the international community were so frightened about their investment in Nigeria. But thankfully, we had a magical wand that our own dear President Goodluck moved when he said, I shall not contest this election further. And I give up. And with that, a very heavy level of confidence, of excitement, not just within Nigeria, but all over the world. There was so much excitement that Nigeria is now the place to go to, in terms of investment. And the whole community of, foreign investors, we are waiting with cash, with investment opportunities, to come in. Day 1, day 2, day 3, month 1, month 2, month 3, up to month 6. No ministers or managers of the economy were appointed. And from Bloomberg to CNN to all the news media around the world, we are hinting that this was going to be a major challenge if we did not resolve it. And the way the election was fought then... Yeah,
but eventually they came on board.
By the time they came on board, a lot of damage had been done. The confidence of investors had waned. And the country had now, begun, an early fight to recover instead of, flying or soaring on all wings. So that's the beginning of the problem. And then as they came on board, we had a president who now joyfully announced to the nation that he would not be the president of all, of PDP, APC, Igbos, Hausa, Yoruba, Nupes, Kanuri, and Christians, Muslims, that he will be a president, according to how you voted for him. The 95%, the 5%, which was a clear show of lack of goodwill. And that was a danger signal. Some of us who were worried before this government came in, our worries were beginning to be confirmed. And after that, you saw that, if you look at the past 3 years, this government has not been fair-handed in the way they have shared resources of this nation, in the way they have apportioned responsibilities, in the way they have appointed people into positions, whether in Security Council, in government agencies and all of that. That was a major problem. And with that came all manner of bottled up anger and issues. You had Niger Delta Avengers that came in to say no more oil from our land if you are going to be oppressing us with our own resources. We had the Biafrans who felt agitated, who were saying we want to go on our own. The Boko Haram, whom we theoretically said we had defeated, continued to hold sway around the whole country. And then internally, the executive, the legislature, the judiciary were in constant fight. Given all of this, we had no other destination than to recede. So when we talk about the growth we are seeing now, let's remember that this government, through its actions and inactions, caused our economy to move from a path of growth to a path of recession. Now what we're talking about is, okay, it's good news. We are no more in recession, theoretically. But if you look at it from practical point of view, Nigerians are still hugely very poor, very angry, very unhappy. And life is becoming very, very short, brutish, and nasty. Every day in this country, blood is being let. People are being attacked. And today it's taking another dimension where churches, particularly the Catholic churches, in the North and Middle Belt, are being attacked. And of course, that represents the Roman Catholic Church, the Anglicans, Pentecostal, are all the Christian bodies. An attack on any of these bodies is an attack on a particular set of people. Right, so the dangers are too much at this point. So this time calls for this government to change its dancing step, to do something better than they have been doing before, take this country back to where we were.
Mr. Udemezue, just hold your thoughts there. We will have to take those issues one after the other. Let's just take a quick break. Take a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with this conversation. Just stay with us.